Only 1 minute till showtime. Good, how are you?
Check.
Only 30 seconds till showtime. It's showtime! Well, welcome to Bobfest. It's a party thrown for our late lamented pal, although we are going to celebrate rather than lament tonight because lamentitude would be inappropriate because Bob was fun. Bob was a bunch of things, and you'll hear a bunch of stuff tonight, no doubt, but for me, it was kindness. Bob was kind. And for one thing, of all of my friends that I worked with and played with over the decades, Bob was the one who would come to my shows even when he wasn't in them. I always thought that was kind. And, you know, the Tao made manifest is kindness, and Bob had it. And it's not like he was without snark, but we are not here to worship at the fount of St. Bob. He was one of us. Though this kind of was his church, according to Nancy, he kept saying this was his church, and so his creative potential was most expressed here, but also the whole place is a work of fire and stars that he created with a little help from his friends. And I remember when I walked in one day to see Bob, and Rob Rothschild was there with a veritable bouquet of wires with his brow furrowed and his eyes glazed over, that he was taking over so that Bob could do something else that was desperately important at the moment. You're going to see a bunch of his friends tonight. First, there's this guy. You know, Bob and I were never crazy about our own voices. And so when Don David started singing, we thought, how does he do that? Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Don David. Don David can't be here tonight, so instead of Don David, it's Don David!
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. And what is that? Is that a phone? Awesome. Or is that just my tinnitus? Is this thing on? Ah, there we go. There we go. Scoot up a little bit. Put your hands together for Bobfest. No, like this. Thank you. Nancy, my heart goes out to you. If there's anything I can do, I can sing a song of Bob. When we're gathered in a room and I'm searching for a tune, I can sing a song of Bob. I remember being quite impressed when Freedom Fries was sung in jest. But if you read between the lines, she wasn't joking at the time. He took all our precious sounds, he turned some up, he turned some down. Some he bent to his will. Amidst the sliders, knobs, and dials, the comic groans, the many smiles, you can hear his genius still. I remember being quite impressed. He didn't sound like all the rest. And if you take a look around, he's still living in these sounds. He took all our precious tunes, all our howling at the moon, and made them reality. And the last time that we met was in the parking lot of Sam's, and he shook hands with me. So I sing, and so I sing, and so I sing a song of Bob. Thank you for playing along. You will all get royalties when the album comes out. You're the percussions.
Let's hear it again for Don Gable. So, I think I first became aware of Faye Berry when she was in a Sister Act or something. She's always been great on stage, and she's comfortable either taking the lead or singing harmonies. Whatever she does sort of magically. And so I'm really pleased to say that she's going to be at the Theater of Memory, starring on January 9th, the Thursday, and I'm very excited for that evening to come. Tonight, she will be performing with everybody's favorite hero, Fagin.
It's usually too high.
We hope that you will go ahead and wait until the appropriate moment and then go wild with applause. This is all being recorded, you know. If you moan, we can cut it out.
What?
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Faye Baird.
And Fagin.
And Fagin.
Thank you, folks.
So we made a music video with this first song with Herd Immunity. That's a cue for you guys to sing on the chorus. And first music video I was ever in, and we had to practice, distancing. So anyway, check it out. It's still out there on YouTube. I think that's all
agree.
I need to say. Yeah. Okay. Ready, go. Sometimes the news is a little bit grimmer. Shine on my shoes a little bit dimmer. Crowds are swarming, tempers simmer, rumors fly and omens warn. Leaders lie ocean's warming, come and storm. I heard immunity in the melody. I found the remedy in the rhyme. I heard immunity in the melody. That's what's keeping me alive. Sometimes I catch reality slipping, stumbling, wondering whether I'm tripping. At our corner of this multiverse, could be better, could be worse. Are we stressed or are we cursed at the broken edge of the flattened curve? I heard immunity in the melody. I found the remedy in the rhyme. I heard immunity in the melody. That's what's keeping me alive. We're all in the same boat, clinging to hope, singing to just keep afloat. I heard immunity in the melody. I found the remedy in the rhyme. I heard immunity in the melody. That's what's keeping me alive, keeping you and me alive, 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 alive. The next song, we decided to, really go way out on a limb and do Bob's song that is called Long Story, but should have been called Many Words. And I'm hoping Fagan can play it not too fast because I won't be able to spit all the words out, but there's been a little chatter backstage about how many words Bob liked to put in his songs. And this is one of them. He says he wrote the song after a high school reunion. It's a long story.
Yeah, it's long. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Where did he get off? Start in the set. Wait a minute. I think you capo.
Capo?
I think you capo.
Where did I
I would go.
Where in the set?
Where? How about another?
1, 2,
Do
3.
another one. Do another. No, one more fret.
Another?
Yeah.
You gotta screw me up, baby.
Where did he get off? Start in the set with a song that he hadn't even finished yet. What was he smoking? Why would he think that we would give a damn at all? It's pretty amazing seeing you here. Where have we been for the past 30 years? Messy details, murky and vague, going back to Eden and the fall. It's a long, long story, and it's kind of boring and banal. It's a long, long story, way too long to tell. What are the odds of being here? Oh, about 1 out scenes on the cutting room floor, working on the prequel and the sequel and the score. Another time, another place. It's a long, long story. Let's just skip the boring, sad details. It's a long, long story, way too long to tell. Well, it's longer than the Ice Age or OJ's defense. Longer than my list of mistakes and regrets. It's longer than the odds on making any sense at all. Too late, the bottle's open and the genie's out. Okay. Making any sense at all? Let's do that line again. I'm making any sense at all. Okay, well, we made it to the final verse. Keeping it moving, keeping it terse. Tight lace, straight face, haven't got a word to waste, 'cause it's been going very well. Too late, the bottle's open and the genie's out. My lips are loose and I'm running my mouth.
Shut up!
You got a couple days.
No.
You better pull up a chair. It's a long, long story. So much I should forgive and forget. It's a long, long story, and it ain't done yet. Long, 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 long. It's a long, long story. It's a long, long story. It's a long, 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 long story. Thank you.
Fay Baird, Fagan Arrow. So, if you all look at your programs, there aren't any programs? Just as well, because, it's all kind of confusing. There's such an incestuous musical relationship among the crowd that plays around here. Sometimes they play with them, sometimes they play with them. And whereas it said Earl and Mary would be doing this, I'm informed it's actually Mary and Earl. But then I'm informed that it is an abbreviation, Random Cats, so I just don't know what to think. All I know is that Bob wrote a bunch of different songs about different things, but this one speaks of transcendence and triumph. And it's called When Sturgeon Fly.
That's great.
Any old business? Any new business? Okay, it's up to you.
So we were in the studio for several years and recorded with Bob, and he was a mentor and just awesome. He worked with a couple of people that didn't know much about what they were doing, and he was great. But I mean, we got to know that he was quite the lyricist. I mean, who rhymes theology? But Bob does.
Ichthyology.
So backstage, Rob told us we should tune before we get out here, but if you've ever seen Bob play, that means you tune when you get on stage, right? And you
And
don't know
during
how
the
long
whole
that's
show.
going to take, and you may hear a couple of stories, but... Yeah, we had the privilege of recording here with Bob for a few years, and he was certainly my mentor, and we loved him a lot, and we miss him still every day.
For sure. There you go.
Okay, there it all is.
Also, this is probably the only song you will ever hear with the word ichthyology in it.
Already covered that.
How did Bob do that? I don't know, but he worked it into this song. Ready? Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4. Fred the fish was a different kind of fish with an ambitious wish on his bucket list. Curious guy, he looked up at the sky and said, one day I'm gonna fly. Half fish, half dinosaur, he dared to ask for more. Not just born to swim, but also born to soar. To see what he could see, to seek the world boldly, to make history in ichthyology. Did he jump for joy? Was he trying to get high? Was he looking for an answer? Just wishing he was dry. 200 million years they jumped and we still wonder why. Some kind of secret fishing mission when the sturgeon fly. When Thelma Sue's boss got her goat, she loved to float down the Swanee in her boat. On that fateful day, near the end of May, she was just minding her own way. It happened so fast, in the blink of an eyelash. The surface broke, but she never heard the flash. Then with a mighty splat, Fred landed in her lap. She broke 3 ribs and got whiplash. Did he jump for joy? Was he trying to get high? Was he looking for an answer? Just wishing he was dry. 200 million years they jumped and we still wonder why. Some kind of secret fishing mission when the sturgeon fly. When sturgeon fly.
When sturgeon fly.
It's a flashing fishy thing when sturgeon fly.
When sturgeon fly.
It's like Moby Dick with wings. Scaly astronauts streaking across the sky. Because it's up there, they just had to try. Whatever's urgent sturgeon remains a mystery with its roots dug deep in ancient history. When reptiles ran amok long before some poor dumb schmuck with a kisser full of fish forgot to duck. Did he jump for joy? Was he trying to get high? Was he looking for an answer? Just wishing he was dry. 200,000 freaking fish falling from the sky. Some kind of secret fishing mission when the sturgeon fly way up high. Some kind of secret fishing mission when the sturgeon fly. It almost ends like
Vintage Bob.
So this next song is called "I Got the Love for You."
Uh-oh.
And one of these days, Michael will find it over there. But this is a song that had a lot of meaning for us in a lot of different ways. But we have panic. We have adapted this to be about Bob, because when we rehearsed here with him, and we did this 2 days a week for about 3 years, every time we left or we would go to lunch, Bob would always end it with saying, "Earl and Mary, I love you." And we would say, "Bob, we love you," and we still do. You okay there, Michael?
I'm good.
Okay,
All right.
off we go.
So here we go. We don't want a capo 5 on this one. When you worry about what to do, something you're going through, and you're beat up and all black and blue. If you ever have a sorry day, it feels like you have lost your way, it's okay. I've got the love for you. I've got the love that you're gonna need wherever your winding path may lead. You can rest assured every problem can be cured, and from any point of view, I've got the love for you. Ooh, if you ever need a helping hand, or someone who will understand, and your options become scarce and few, if you run into a bumpy road, or your progress would ever get slow, it's okay. I've got the love for you. Ooh. You can take the high road wherever it may lead. I will be there with you. I've got the love you need. Ooh, I've got the love that you're gonna need wherever your winding path may lead. assured. Every problem can be cured, and from any point of view. I've got the love for you. 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 I've got the love for you.
It's the Random Cats, abbreviated version. Ron Thomas over there on the bass. The ubiquitous Rob Rothschild. Marion Earl. And this guy is Michael Derry. I've known him for 51 years. He came up from Miami when he was just a little boy. And I'm really proud. He's become so good
He's still
on
a
that
little boy.
guitar, I can overlook his other shortcomings.
The fact that we were on acid when we met, I don't know if that had anything to do with it.
It is. That had a lot to do with it, buddy. Okay. David, I'll introduce you. Okay, here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, the person I'm about to introduce, you know as a gifted musician and a songwriter, a teacher, many things, but he's also a brilliant luthier. And there was a time when he actually did a stress test with his automobile on his Martin D58 guitar. And you can look in his face to see if tragedy plus time is comedy or not. I think it is because it wasn't my guitar, D18S. Meanwhile, in the ensuing years, he's actually fixed mine without even a hint of irony. So I'll be very pleased to introduce him when it's time. And you will also see that Janet Rucker, who is the heartthrob of the Vets for Peace. Well, Scott always says, oh, I like Janet's voice. And then John Stevens is going to be here playing too. But we would like to thank you again for coming to Bobfest and helping us to remember this wonderful guy who was very unpresupposing and very funny and just, you know, a great person in all of our lives.
Huh? What? Huh?
That's an outrage.
Hey, everybody. John's just joining us on the second song.
Okay, hey, David, I'm going to say it.
Oh, you go ahead. You say that part.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome David Beatty.
And Janet Rucker. And soon, John Stevens. Thank you very much. He had to remind me of the Martin thing, didn't he? Yeah, had to. So this is a lovely song. It's called Go to 10. And I don't know if there's much that I can say about this song. He taught it to me in hospice, basically. And I got to video that, so he's taught it to other people, too. It's kind of a sweet thing. And I did my best to do it on dulcimer, but his guitar arrangement was so nice. I was so glad that Janet could learn that, so we're piecing them together. But Go to 10. Thankful for another day, upside of the clay.
days I hope will never end, to linger longer lost in love, too deep to take full measure of the winding rivers, endless bends. My fingers only go to 10. Count to 10, then open up your eyes. We don't know what we're doing here, or what we're gonna find. We're playing hide and seek, whatever we pretend, and we will never count past 10. Twisted thread, every wound that's ever bled, add up all the injuries, multiply by mystery, wherever it begins or ends. My fingers only go to 10. However much we all pretend, our fingers only go to 10.
So we were in a band with, I don't even know how many bands Bob's been in. But this was one that we think started in 1990. I know I was pregnant when we recorded this song with my 30-year-old daughter. And
Her band name was Mother Rucker. And he was Public John, and I was Jive Guru Dave. And I
Billy,
think
what was
Billy was Sleaze Weasel or something like that, wasn't he? You would remember it.
does he remember?
I don't know. We were going to get spandex, but it never went.
You have me?
So this song may be, I don't know, I wouldn't want to say dated because it's still a problem, but at the time when we wrote it in the 90s, a lot of people were still smoking cigarettes, and he wrote this song called Joe Camel. And you know, learning these songs again and looking at the words, he was such a genius. You'll miss like at least 500 of the references,
But I did read just the other day that they were saying from 2022 to 2002 to 2022, a certain range of young people, 47% less of them were doing tobacco. They didn't mention
Doing
vaping
something.
or anything, but I'm sure that Bob's song was instrumental in that transformation.
oh, we have John Stevens with us.
Yeah.
One, two, three, four. There's a sucker in the schoolyard. He's trying to be cool. He ducks into the boys' room. He loves to break the rules. There's a reason why he's wheezing in his cloud of smoke. Why he's saving up his dimes to buy a pack.
Just to
Buy a pack. Joe Camel put a monkey on his back.
You've come a long way, baby, all the way up to cool. The Marlboro man came riding when you were just a little fool. What a joke after blowing smoke for all those years. Suddenly he dropped dead in his
Dropped
tracks.
dead in his tracks. Joe Camel put a monkey on his back. And oh, that clever camel, he's so suave and debonair that you might walk a mile just to breathe his smoky air.
He's an evil humpback mammal, and he's counting on your cash.
Got his hoof prints on your wallet telling you to kiss his ass. Hit the road, Joe, and don't you come back. Hit the road, Joe,
And get off my back.
The witches now in Salem, they paved Tobacco Road. Drive a new Mercedes,
Paved with gold.
as a call for Philip Morris. Hope he hears loud and clear.
Someday soon we'll hear a mighty crack, a mighty crack. Joe Camel put a monkey on his back.
And know that clever camel, he's so suave and debonair that you might walk a mile just to breathe his smoky air.
He's an evil humpback mammal, and he's got you in the rut.
Got his hoof prints on your wallet telling you to kiss his butt.
But a monkey.
One more tobacco junkie. Joe Camel put a great big ugly monkey on your back.
Thank you so much.
It's David Beatty, Janet Rucker, John, and the ubiquitous Rob Rothschild. So I've known this next guy for 45 years, and I was at the Thomas Center when the first director came in for cultural affairs, and the first thing he did was hire this guy. Of course, later he scuttled his whole crew to save a sinking ship, but that doesn't matter. Greg Jones found other ways to make a living, including being the director of the theater department at Santa Fe. And I think there are other things he did too that may or may not be above board. I don't know. You know, I make no assumptions with that boy. But I would like to introduce him now by saying in my most festive voice, ladies and gentlemen, it's Greg Jones.
Oh my, and thank you, Bill, and thanks everybody. Bill and I have shared the stage so many times. It's like we used to live there together, emceeing, co-emceeing. I've been a fan of his for so long. Thanks for being here, everybody. I've been asked to do a reading, a special request actually by Nancy Angel Hinkle. Where is Nancy? She's right there, right in the center where she belongs. Nancy just informed me earlier that she changed her middle name to Angel because it really should be that. She's an amazing person. This is a cutting, a reading from a play that Bob approached me about. And when I was directing theater at Santa Fe, I worked there for 30 years with students and teaching and directing. And Bob was a longtime friend of mine at that point because we were doing voiceovers right back there. I did a bunch of commercials with him back in the day, and which was always a delight. I was recounting that to Nancy earlier. He was like a kid when he was creating. He just became bubbly and so alive and so happy and just full of joy. So it was always fun to do that. He came to me one day at Santa Fe and he said, "I'd like to come out and see you." I said, "Yeah, come on out." And I didn't have much time. I was directing another show at the time. And he said, "I just want to tell an idea that I have about this musical. I want to write a musical called Really Leary." And I said, "Okay, what's the pitch?" You know, and he started pitching it. And it was one of the most ridiculous things I had ever heard. I mean, you know, two people frozen cryogenically that get thawed to run against each other for president. Anyway, and we had to have wheelchairs on stage and musical numbers with them dancing in wheelchairs, and it was just unbelievable. And my first reaction was, what? You want to do what? But then I got on board with it. We produced this musical. We had a live band on stage. We took the play and did a reading of it at the York Theater in New York City, hoping to get it produced there. That didn't pan out, but all the students had such an incredible experience. So this is a reading from that play, and this is called "The Best Things in Life Are French." And what would a performance be without a costume piece? This is the best I could do for a beret. So let us now embrace the French and thaw this foolish freeze, and no longer call our brothers surrender monkeys who eat cheese. Let's undo those years of hatred and stop this sad nonsense. There's so much they have to offer. The best things in life are French. April in Paris, the River Seine's left bank, will eat croissants and make détente between the Franc and Yank. Sipping coffee in a cafe, my deepest thirsts are quenched. Sacre bleu, c'est la vie. The best things in life are French. We'll ride up the Eiffel Tower above Champs-Élysées, sip champagne and smoke like chimneys, so chic in our berets. A work week of just 4 days from 10 a.m. to 3. Certainement, mon chéri, the best things in life ain't free. No, they are French. 'Cause the things we love cost dearly in this malwort world so crude. And we all have roles and places in the chain of food. Look at all those marks, just chum for sharks, as far as the eye can see. The great unwashed mass, what a supporting cast. Thank God they're there for you and me. Voltaire, Camus, and Sartre, no, so deep and so sublime. Monet, Matisse, and Debussy, there's magic in their wine. And girls don't shave their armpits, and no one minds the stench. Vive la France! Let's eat cake. The best things in life are French. And thank you, Bob. I mean, that's just a sampling of the incredible, clever lyrics that he wrote for I think there were 15 numbers in the show. Every one of them was a piece of funny poetry. So that's straight from Bob McPeek via Really Leary. And now, back to the show.
So now we have something that's absolutely archaic. And I'm not just talking about the performers you've seen. I'm talking about an interview done in 1977 by WUFT television. And I think you will find the very younger versions of people you know. Okay, roll 'em.
We decided since we were going to be on TV that it was only fair to do this song. So, our crack team of Madison Avenue experts who helped us out in numerous ways. We're going to do this song. It's called Madison Avenue Blues, and I guess you could say I wrote it, although all I really did was take fragments here and there and put them together. You probably recognize some of these fragments.
parties, playing at friends' house, and we weren't playing out too much. I was doing a solo, and Bob had been broken up with the band for a while. He was doing a lot of things at home, taping, and we got together at some guy's house at a party, and we started playing a little more, and we liked it. So it took a little while. Those first after a couple months, actually, before we got together, and we started playing. Because he was doing a lot of taping, and I was into like a completely different kind of music. It took a while before we crossed paths again.
How did you ever come up with the name Hide and Zeke?
Well, we played at this bar for a while, and we changed our name every week.
Just for the novelty of it. We had a
plastic cardboard cutout of Joe Campanella. We were the Joe Campanella trio.
Blamed when things go wrong. He was great. He was a good scapegoat.
We were the unwashed mess. We were the heartbreak of psoriasis. So, we'd be driving around or something, and all of a sudden these two words would be put together in some strange combination. Space turtle. Yeah. We'd laugh about that for about a half hour. One time we were having a phone conversation, and somehow Hide and Zeke emerged. And it had all these strange connotations, and it was easy to remember, and you could dance to it. So there it was, Hide and Zeke.
Hide and Zeke.
Talk about your blast from the past. I love that. You're about to, Hide and Zeke, are about to see Zeke, who is practically unchanged by the ravages of time. I have a couple vinyl albums that I've saved over the years. Sgt. Pepper. I have two of those, and then I have one of a band called Transform that is actually autographed and everything, and I have treasured it for years, and now they're coming out on stage right now. You want to take over?
Certainly.
Well, you got to be serious about this.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm very serious.
Ladies and gentlemen,
It's always been serious.
I'd like to bring to the stage Mr. Rick Kestner.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Bill. So my old lifelong friend Mick Marino is going to start our show off with me tonight. And we're going to do a song that was written for our friend Charlie Scales. Bob wrote. Thank you. Thank you, sir. When Charlie passed away, Charlie worked for Hide and Zeke for many years, took over the store and managed it for the rest of his natural life. But the song is still pertinent today. So we're going to do this song called Damn Good Run. Oh, thank you, buddy. When it all began, we didn't have much. Wet behind the ears like a couple of pups. We come across a blind stroke of luck when we hung our sing bowl out. But if we knew then what we know now, all this complicated who's and whys and how, instead of staking out our patch of ground, we might have just turned around. It's just a big rat race around the sun, 1,000,000 miles since we've begun. That's what God said and left undone, but we a damn good run. Somehow the bands in town found our little record shop. This is the same poetry. Music, streaks, and guitars, and music's done, and you were the cream of the crop. You made magic with your Bedford car when your fingers flew across the scales, stretching those notes out to the stars. Now where you saw set sail, it's just a big rat race around the sun. 1,000,000 miles since we begun. So much unsaid and left undone, but we had a damn good run. You made that plastic business real, and then the whole world changed. When iPod killed the record store, she felt the same. Now you've gone and made that one last leap, just like we did a long, long while. I know what you said, you're gonna land on your feet with that Cheshire cat hat smile. No, but you've been all these birds. No, but it's just a trial. But your baby's gonna pat his hand, and Mama's gonna come back strong. Gonna come back strong. It's just a big rat race around the sun. 1,000,000 miles since we begun. So much unchanged and left undone, but you had a damn good run. That's right, Charlie. You had a damn good run. That's right, Bob. We had a damn good run. Thank you. Now we're going to bring out Ralph Gray, our original drummer. And we're going to do a song that Bob and I wrote in the studio over, I think, before Mirror Image, one of our classic takeoffs on other songs, making fun of other musicians and the songs that they wrote.
Tuning for verisimilitude is just what Bob would have done.
Yeah, it's about someone who adopts food as a religion. Highly spicy, Haile Selassie too. I like to smoke the ganja and stuff myself with food. Oh, Master Man. Oh, vibration, vibration, vibration. First I use noodle, cook tomato stew. You can try to run away, but it catch up to you. Oh, pasta man. Oh, pasta man. Vibration, vibration, vibration. Four spliffs on a wall, take one down and toss it around. Three spliffs on a wall, take one down and toss it around. Two spliffs on a wall, take one down and toss it around. One spliff on a wall, take one down and toss it around. Give one to your brother, maybe your elderly mother too. Tony, Italian pasta man, on a dreadlock diet, and I eat all I can. Sit down, shut up, eat what's on your plate. Sit down, shut up, don't be late, don't be pasta man. Oh, pasta man. Vibration, vibration, vibration. Thank you, folks. Thank you, Bobby.
Let's hear it for the band. In a spirit of full disclosure, it was years after that album was produced, and I heard Bob Marley do one that was very similar to it called Rastaman, and I thought, oh, that's interesting. So this is the time where we all sing, let's all go to the lobby, but you only get 15 minutes, and it's not like the doors will be locked, but you don't want to miss a single minute of Bobfest. Thanks for coming. See you in a while.
Thank you.
good. So, this, and then stand there, see if that feels good, because then you can be kind of sideways looking. Oh.
Dedicated host mic. How about this height for you? Come here. Is that all right?
No, a little.
Why don't you come over here then? Bring that over here.
Are we live here? Terrell, we good? Hey guys, come on back in. We're gonna we get rolling again, so you guys can go home and get some rest.
All right, you'll pass it off, and then we've got Maggie's next, and then Paul's gonna have the video after.
One here. I'll let you do that. Hey guys.
How's everybody doing tonight? Hey, we are so grateful to have you guys here at the Bob McPeek Listening Room. On behalf of Hoach, myself, and the entire Heartwood team, we are so honored to be in this room that would seriously not exist had Bob and Hoach not smoked that joint that one day, and you know that the rest is history. I think that a couple just quick notes that I wanted to make, that I went back and read some of Bob's first messages that he wrote about why we were doing this, and I think one of the things that really compelled me the most was that Bob said, you know, through shared experience, we gain something that's more than the sum of the whole and the sum of the parts. And I really think that when Bob approached me and introduced me to Hoach, I don't think any of us had any idea how many incredible shows, much magic would happen in this room. And I think we are working really hard to make sure this is happening year after year. And I've heard from Jim Mitchell a couple of times. Mitch was like, hey, this has to happen every year. So what do you guys think about that? All right, so I want to hand it over to Hoach, but I want to thank you guys so much for being out here. And we got a little message from our partner, Paul, afterwards, but thank you guys so much for being here.
Thank you, Dave. Dave has been holding this place down since we started this thing in 2017. How many of you guys have played with Bob? Many guys. Recorded with Bob. Many. How many of you love music? Bob McPeek loved music, okay? I can tell you that from very deep down. And you are sitting right now in the Bob McPeek listening room. I don't know if you saw this little sign that Rob made out here. He designed with Nancy, and I just kind of said, hey, that looks great. Go get it. So it beats the one that we put up right after we christened the room, which was unfortunately a few years ago. And
made out of crayons, I think we was scratched. It's a good placeholder.
I guess what I want to say is that this place would not have actually ever happened without Bob McPeek. He just goaded me into. You got to understand this. I was part of the third iteration of Mirror Image Studios, okay, which started with Bob and Paul, and then he turned it over to Ken and Thomas, and then when Ken shut it down, I took this thing over and got Bob to come back in, and what happened was he said, you know, we need a place that sounds really good, okay? And you know, I'm just thinking, how much is that going to cost? We're not making any money now, you know, and we haven't made any money since. But you know what? We made a lot of magic, okay? But all I want to say is that it would not have happened without Bob, because he pushed us into this, and then he brought Dave in, and we actually. Do you guys know Paul Pavelka? Okay, Paul was Bob's original partner, I believe, in Mirror Image, right? Paul is one of our partners. He's still one of our partners, and Paul designed the sound in this room. So Akira, my cohorts at Akira, designed the look of the room, and Paul designed the sound of the room. And so there was more than one instance when, you know, he's saying, well, I got to put this stuff here. And I said, you can't put it there because we're going to put this stuff there. So we had this push-pull of what it looked like and what it sounded like. And I hope you guys are happy with what we ended up with, okay? So I promised Rob I would keep this short. I just want to thank Bob because we really miss him. And he, again, I'll just say this. You wouldn't be sitting here if it weren't for him. How about a big hand for Bob McPeek, please? Give me everything you got. Thank you. Yeah. So, Dave, we got somebody to roll Paul here.
Yeah, are you gonna do that, Jarrell? Paul's got a little message. We haven't watched the whole thing, so forewarned, we don't know what he's gonna say, but hopefully it's good. All right.
Thanks, guys.
Hi, this is Paul Pavelka. To talk a little bit about Bob and mirror image recording and Heartwood Soundstage. In 1998, I was contacted by a PhD psychologist / musician from Ohio who had a used record store that he was running with Rick Kessner. And he was looking for someone to help him put together a recording setup in his house. So when we met, finally, it turned out that we got along really well and decided in our naivete to actually make it a commercial recording studio in his house. We jumped into that and built a small recording studio with a Tascam 80-8, and we were off. I think the first band we recorded was the Northeast Band, Don David in it, and then went on to record a number of local artists and some soundtracks for the Hippodrome and so forth. I think in the house, the biggest project that I can remember and that I'm very proud of was working with Bob and Rick Kessner, George Torelli, Ralph Gray, and David Smadbeck on the Transform album. I think that was 1982. And we were recording to an MCI 16 track at that point, but we still didn't have any automation on the console, of course, because of the technology. There certainly was no Pro Tools. So we were all huddled around the console, pushing faders and turning knobs as the mix progressed. But we're all quite proud of that album. Later, we moved to the Baird Center. I'd moved on out to Los Angeles to work in sound of the studios out there. So Bob was holding down the fort the entire time. I helped put together the facility, but I wasn't there to run it. It was all Bob, and we merged with Modern Music Workshop and brought in Ray Valla and Buddy Ray to help out, made the whole operation possible. After we sold the studio to Ken & Thomas in 1999, we still stayed in touch and stayed close friends. Ken eventually closed down the studio, and Bob got in touch with me about a project that he was working with Hoach Shatama and Dave Malash for what would become Heartwood Soundstage. And I was totally intrigued. I was responsible for the acoustic design of Heartwood and some of the technical facets of it. And we ended up putting it right in the same place that Mirror Image had occupied before. Bob found it a little too stressful at Heartwood and wanted to pursue his own music. In his house, Bob was able to record his best work, some of his best mixes, I think, before he passed away. I hope that everyone enjoys the evening celebrating Bob's music. Thank you.
Wow, amazing to hear all that history, and the tribute to Bob for this space. And as Hoach said, the legacy continues. This is part of the legacy. I'll just say this before I do my intro, but I was online recently and I saw a PhD doing a major research project about the brain function and also about endorphins. And the interviewer asked him, what is the best way that we can achieve raising our endorphin level in our brain? And I'm thinking to myself, probably cannabis or mushrooms or something like that. And no, what came out of his mouth was music. Music raises our endorphins more than anything on the planet. And so what we have here is a sanctuary of endorphin recovery, if you will. That's why we're here, to raise our frequency together and do it communally, do it as a community. So thanks for being part of that community. When I stand on this stage and look around, I know probably 80% of the people in this room. This is a family. This is the Gainesville music family. So thanks for being here. Yeah. And thank you, Bob, for giving us the sanctuary. I'm honored to introduce our next performer. I've seen and heard her play many times in the Gainesville area, as many of you probably have. Maggie Clifford grew up in Rochester, New York. As a young girl, she became enamored of the flute and played the flute and the violin at an early age, but it wasn't until she discovered the guitar and playing and writing for the guitar that she discovered her muse as a musician. She recorded her hit single, Come the Rain. Yeah, top of the charts. Hit Come the Rain with Bob, and it was released in 2022, you said, Maggie? Yeah, it was in June of 2022. It was a 4-year project with Bob to record that song. She also is a faculty member in the Arts and Medicine program at the University of Florida, and and she'll be accompanied by
so many people.
2 people, yes.
And 3.
Rob the Sticks Rothschild on drums. And Nancy Angel Hinkle on rain stick, and George Torelli. Please welcome Maggie Clifford and friends.
All friends who I met through Bob McPeek. Oh, yeah. On the day the rains came, there was a lover's song, the kind that takes you by surprise like it hasn't in so long. The earth was dry, the leaves were brown, you've seen it all before. On this day the rains came, you said you wanted more. Come the drought and come the rain, come the pleasure, come the pain. I will be there, I will be there, I will be with you. So she told you to remember now the moment as it passed. Though you've had your seasons now, no fortune has been cast. Droughts can come again, my dear. Hunger comes and goes. Life is danced on fallen leaves. The heart, it ebbs and flows. Come the drought and come the rain. Come the pleasure, come the pain. I will be there, I will be there, I will be with you. A thought can break your heart, I know, no matter if it's true. So kindly think upon this day, the day you said I do. The light came through the windows there, the eyes were wet with love. As you held your hands as one, what were you thinking of? Oh, come the drought and come the rain, come the pleasure, come the pain. I will be there, I will be there, I will be with you. Let's do it again, come on, here we go. Come the drought and come the rain, come the pleasure, come the pain. I will be there, I will be there, I will be with you. I will be there, I will be there, I will be with you. Thank you to these friends, my McPeek friends. I'm gonna play one more song. Yeah, so thank you. I want a hug. I want a hug. Yeah. One of the mixes Bob sent me of that song, he had done so many cool things, and he had invited Rob to do the percussion and stuff, and then he sent me one mix, and there were syncopated hand claps at the end. And I was like, Bob, what is it? And it was him and Nancy doing hand claps on the recording. You can listen to it on Spotify. Look it up later. Maggie Clifford, Come the Rain. There's a lot of Bob McPeek DNA on that song. And yeah, after he passed the first time I listened to it, I was like, yeah, it's so amazing how, I don't know what happens when songs are recorded, but something is recorded. But we don't know exactly what it is. Like when you hear it, and especially when it's somebody who's passed, it's, wow, crazy. Okay, so this next song is a Bob song. And it's called My Last Day at the Circus. I need to... Yeah, I love this song. Yeah, you can feel free to sing along. I don't know if I can pull up this stand. Oh gosh, stand with this thing, seriously? Oh, we got it. We got it. We got it. Teamwork. Sometimes you're your own team. Okay. Arrived. Here we go. Let's just rewind, pretend none of that happened. Okay. Can't remember the day the circus arrived. Feels like it's always been here. With its 3 rings of action, sideshows and attractions, yes, filled me with wonder and fear. The issue is that I really can't see this, actually. And I'm like, yeah. There we go. I just need to be back a little further, because I'm like, my eyes are pretty much closed looking at it. There we go. Thank you. Yes, please. With the mayo and the mustard. Thank you. So this is a Bob McPeek song. It's called My Last Day at the Circus. I hope you like it. Can't remember the day the circus arrived. Feels like it's always been here. With its 3 rings of action, sideshows and attractions, filled me with wonder and fear. I remember the way the carnies would say, "Hey kid, feeling lucky today." And I laughed at the clowns and the hopeless hijinks. Grown-ups who knew how to play. On my last day at the circus, the carnies converged in parade. The trapeze didn't fly, the whole troop passed by, swallowing swords, spinning plates. On my last day at the circus, the barkers' extravagant claims rattled the cages of all the big cats, lions and tigers to tame. Puppets and pipers, misfits galore, contortionists trying to fit in. The penultimate prance down the midway before the ultimate strange trip begins. This time the mimes escaped their own prison, walls they had conjured by hand. And the cannonball guy shot off to the sky, not quite sure where he'd land. On my last day at the circus, the calliope played one last tune. I walked away, though I wanted to stay, each moment passing too soon. On my last day at the circus, the elephants pulled up their stakes. 12 clowns climbed in an impossible car and honked as they made their escape. On your last day at the circus, the calliope played one last tune, and you walked away, though you wanted to stay, each moment passing too soon. Each moment passing too soon. Thank you very much.
Maggie Clifford, ladies and gentlemen. Way to go. Just great. amazing evening. I'd like to do one quick bit, if you will. I'm going to introduce myself. I'm going to be Bill introducing me. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Greg Jones. There we go. That's my tribute to Bill Hutchinson. This next band has been a fixture of all the major music venues really in the Southeast, not just North Florida, for the last 40 years. They've played Bo Diddley Plaza, of course, Heartwood, schools, the Florida Folk Festival. They've been a fixture at that for many, many years, and not to mention their TV and radio broadcast fame. Also, I was just informed backstage that one of the band members, Kathy DeWitt, was the first musician to play in the Arts and Medicine program years ago. So their blend of folk music, bluegrass, R&B, country music is all wonderful, all the genres they cover, but their harmonies are beyond compare. I mean, they are truly angelic when you hear their harmonies. So they recorded both individually and collectively with Bob McPeek over the years, and they have been friends of mine for over 40 years as well, as probably many of you. They'll be joined on their second song by a guest artist by the name of David Ottenberg. Evidently a bass player. I don't know. Anyway, they're here to share their magic with you. Please welcome Kathy DeWitt, Jolene Jones, and Janet Rucker. This is Patchwork.
Check. Thank you. We're going to start with a song by Bob McPeek. It's one of our favorites. We think it's one of the most powerful songs that he's written about the world we live in today.
And it's more true today than it ever was. They're closing down the hardware store. They just can't make it anymore. 30 years of sweat and tears to have the chain store take it away. There's a franchise down on the corner now, and a strip mall chasing off the farmer's cow, and old downtown's a breath away from death. And Main Street ain't the same street it was yesterday. The more things change, the more they look the same. And the melting pot just ain't got all the flavors you might like to taste. One nation indistinguishable, call it any town, USA. Now the family farms all but disappeared. It's turned into something we all feared, 'cause you can't compete with the tractor fleet and the power of the corporate buck. Now they're doing the same to the family store. A man can't be his own boss anymore, just a cog in the crushing wheel, turning round and round. And Main Street ain't the same street that it was yesterday. The more things change, the more they look the same. And the melting pot just ain't got all the flavors you might like to taste. One nation indistinguishable, call it any town, USA. You could blindfold me and drop me off. I couldn't tell you where I'd be. everywhere across America. Looks pretty much the same. Got too excited there. The only difference is the name on the sign when you pull into town. But pretty soon they'll tear that down and call it any town. Any town. Now the radio stations all sound the same. They play the same old song with a different name. And we laugh along to the same sitcom, together but alone. We could be neighbors 'cause of all the things we share, if we weren't blinded by the TV square as we sit and watch behind our bolted doors. And Main Street is just the same street everywhere you look today. The more things change, the more they look the same. And a melting pot just ain't got all the flavors you might like to taste. One nation indistinguishable, call it any town, USA. I think maybe the most fun band that we were in together was the Relics. And this is a shirt that I wore a lot during the Relics. So tonight when I was trying to get dressed, I thought, you know, I'm going to wear that for Bob.
And we're bringing David Ottenberg, who was also in another very fun band that we were all in. How many of you remember the Rhythm and Blues Review? I think I could use a little more on this mic. What do you think? Jarell, are you there?
Wake up, Gerald.
Okay.
Just like to say that this the arrangement for this song came to me in a dream. It's one of, well, Bob asked me what was my favorite song. And I said, Any Town. And he said, oh, you don't like At the Time? So, okay, that's my other favorite song. And actually, he called me and asked me to come on down to the Cypress and Grove and play with him one afternoon, and I did, and we played these two songs, and that was the last time he performed. I didn't know it at the time. Like a scene right out of Rockwell, painted in pastels. Those summer nights when fireflies seem like they could spell my name in lights across the sky that stretched without an end into a tomorrow that promised like a friend. A world so full of wonder that 1 year felt like 9. But I didn't know it at the time. Felt like someone else's life, but it turned out to be mine. But I didn't know it at the time. Like angels in the snow, it all melts before you know. You will never get another chance. I recall that magic fall, a crisp and clear October at the top of Yellow Mountain. We could see forever, and the leaves were not a match for the color of your hair. It blinded me from seeing all the changes in the air. And all that would survive is that picture in my mind. But I didn't know it at the time. So much that slipped right past me, too fleeting and too fine. But I didn't know it at the time. Thank you so much.
Patchwork, ladies and gentlemen, with the great David Ottenberg. And I didn't mean to underplay his intro. Of course, he's been a friend for 40-some years and just an amazing musician, as well as a music teacher all these years. Up next is a band that's also played all the local venues, including Bo Diddley, I think One Love Cafe, certainly Heartwood here, the Thomas Center, and they've been wowing audiences with their vocal harmonies and musicianship all these decades. And they play a variety of genres, pop music, folk, jazz, blues, along with some good old-fashioned rock and roll. Their harmonies are amazing, too. So please give a warm Bobfest welcome to Michael Beasley, Fagan Arrow, Dan Tampus, and Alan Hill. They are the Other Voices.
Hello,
Check,
everyone.
check.
So this song is a Bob song called "Looking for America." Wait. Oh, we're not doing that yet? We're doing that song
Practice
third.
for months, and you know.
Didn't want to forget what I was supposed to say.
This is a song that this is the last song that Bob and I sent it to him while he was in hospice, and he approved of it. So that makes it okay. That's for sure. I should have worn a dress because obviously I'm not Michelle. I threatened to. I was vetoed. And I picked out this really nice dress, but
Yeah,
I wish I had two.
Go. Good count. 1, 2, 3.
Sometimes I can't find the reason, and I lose the rhyme, and I'm still amazed how I made it through this time. I get confused, you know. Mine gets cloudy and dark. Sometimes you could go back, make a brand new start, but you can't. And neither can I. All you wanna do is scream and shout. Let love in your life. Even when you feel like you're invisible, everything seems impossible. Let love in your life. Like a knife, life has a way of sneaking up on you, leaves you feeling full of fright. You know you've had this feeling before, it's not one you like. Your heart, your soul, your mind breaks down and you cry. Feel like you're the only one, but you're not. And neither am I. Even when you're feeling down and out, all you wanna do is scream and shout. Let love in your life. Even when you feel like you're invisible, everything seems impossible. Let love in your life. Yes. Let love in your life. Sometimes I can't find the reason, and I lose my mind, and I'm still amazed even when you feel like you're invisible and everything seems impossible. Let love in your life, yes. Let love in your life. Oh, let love in your life. Thank you, Bob.
So I won't repeat what I said before. You got memorized that. But at the end of this song, we tagged on a chorus that's from a Steppenwolf song called Monster that I ran it by Bob, and he thought it was a good idea. But we never got a chance to do it together, but it was cool. But the lyrics are, America, where are you now? Don't you care about your sons and daughters? Don't you know we need you now? We can't fight alone against the monster. So you can sing along if you want, or at least you'll know what we're singing. But this is Looking for America.
you.
All right, this next song is a song called Any Other Way. This is probably the last time I sat in the living room with Bob trading songs. And he says, "You got a new one?" I said, "Yeah, I've got this one." And he liked it, so that's why I'm doing it.
Thank you.
The other voices, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh man, it's such a treat to stand backstage and watch this evolve on stage. We have another video feature for you. This is one of Bob's songs that I'm sure at his instigation and his dream was to broadcast this and do a Zoom call worldwide with 25 musicians to do the song On the Other Side during the pandemic. And they're going to roll the clip. This is 25 different musicians in different locations all over the world as a tribute to music during the pandemic to keep us going. Jarrell, are you ready to roll? We're going to roll it. Here we go. It will be rolling at some point. This is the pre-roll. Yeah, just pay attention to this. This is the pre-roll part. There it is.
Since the clock's been set ahead, the dawn is lost to shadow, and I should be home in bed.
And I wander through this quiet world, adrift in isolation,
Looking for a ray of hope in a desperate situation. But I'll be waiting with both arms open wide. We'll be stronger, grateful we survived. When our metal has been tested and our tolerance is tried, I'll see you on the other side.
You went to war without a shield. The generals left you there.
The first line of defenders, disarmed and unprepared. And you rush through crowded, busy wards with poison in the hallways. And risk your life while we preach same as always. We'll all be waiting with both arms open wide. You'll be stronger, grateful to survive. Let's put aside our anger, reach across the great divide. I'll see you on the other side. Recognize each other behind the mask, beneath the glow. If we can't hold one another, can we still hold on to love? On the other side, the lives we sacrificed at the altar to our pride. On the other side, I'll see you on the other side.
Wow, what a gift to the world in that time, and it seems so long ago, but it's not. We all got through it. But what a gift from Bob, and what a gift Bob was to the world and is. Coming up next, our next performer is both a consummate artist, flautist, as well as a maker of his own flutes. I think it's incredible that outside of Gainesville, this man has a piece of property. He grows his own bamboo and makes his own flutes and sells them with his business, Medicine Wind Flutes. He's recorded with Bob many times over the years, including sessions with Maggie Clifford, who was on stage earlier and was an original member of the band Transform, the iconic band that's been mentioned several times tonight, with Rick Kessner. He is a master of sound, and he will be joined tonight by the great Richie Stano on lead guitar. Richie and I were associates at Santa Fe. He teaches music out there and teaches music privately still. He's an amazing guitarist, of course. Yep. This is George Torelli, and he is a master of sound. I'm pretty sure he's a shaman also, because when you hear his music, you're transported. So please welcome the shaman himself, George Torelli.
She's the light I see when I close my eyes in the night when we're alone. Every day I pray to see her spirit rise to the height that she's brought mine. To
living freely, go is giving each day a newfound prize. She's the warmth I feel when the cold winds blow and chill me to the bone. Every breath, I'm glad to breathe the air she breathes, as she nourishes my soul. She's the soft touch to my hard heart. She can melt me with a glance. Years pass, she's my clear path through this maze we call the world. Stars of my life, as the years pass, she's my clear path through this maze we call the world. All the world, all the world.
George Torelli, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, it's very fitting that our last offering for tonight is a band that Bob was a member of, and I have heard them many times, and if you haven't ever heard their artistry, you're in for a great treat. He recorded this band several times, Bob did, and it's made up of some musicians that some of whom you've already heard on this stage tonight or elsewhere around town over the years. They are incredible artists. I've had the pleasure of hearing them and actually being on stage with them myself a few times. And the musicianship, the harmonies, the expertise on their instruments as well as their arrangements are just remarkable. If you haven't heard them, you're in for a treat. I know that Bob will be listening also because he's actually still a member of the band. And so please welcome Fagan Arrow, David Ottenberg, and Rob Rothschild, and they'll be joined by George Torelli. These are, and Brad Bankstad, I'm sorry. That's just great because he's one of the guys I've been on stage with before. Sorry, Brad.
Brad who?
Yeah, Frag Bad Sag, ladies and gentlemen. Please welcome the Erasables.
Bob, are you done tuning yet?
Can you hear me, anyone? Or am I all alone? Stranded on this spinning rock, so far away from home. The universe expanding, we are drifting far apart, searching for each other as we stumble through the dark. Calling members, we wander through this street land, wondering what to do. You might think that you're surrounded like an island in a crowd. Voice vaguely familiar calls your name out loud. Calling members of the tribe, come home, the door is open wide. It's a miracle that we're alive out here on our own. Calling members of the tribe, the odds against us stack so high. We've been scattered far and wide, now we're coming home. I know you're out there somewhere, barely hanging on. Just a little longer, keep on holding on. Signs of recognition under the disguise. We fly away despite them all and make our alibis. All the foolish moves we follow, all the faces that we show, all in search of solace on this solitary road.
short people around here. Supposed to do.
We're not short, it's you. You're too tall.
I'm Colin Evelyn. Sins of My Youth.
Oh.
Is that what we're doing?
Yep. Another Bob song.
Another Bob song. Sins of My Youth. None of you have that. Nobody has that. But, well, I didn't. Ready?
I measure my words, it measures the chords. I cannot measure your fears or the fall of the ghosts that still haunt you across the years and the miles. Too much damage to reconcile. What's the point of taking the point of my pen to press it to paper, to reach out again? You can't see past the prison of who we were then, when we were just playing pretend. So won't you forgive me the sins of my youth, a moment of truth, cool waters that soothe. How sweet the air in a sigh of relief when you breathe it in deep to your roots. I measure your words by what's left in their wake, what you won't forgive and what you can't shake. You're hanging on tightly to wounds that won't mend, a darkness that makes the light bend. So won't you forgive me the sins of my youth, a moment of truth, cool waters that soothe. How sweet the air in a sigh of relief when you breathe it in deep to your roots. Oh, we are made stronger with every turn. We earn every inch of the people we are. Gotta get past the wreckage strewn on the road and lay down that long carried load. So won't you forgive me the sins of my youth, a moment of truth, cool waters that soothe. How sweet the air in a sigh of relief when you breathe it in deep to your roots. How sweet the air in a sigh of relief when you breathe it in deep. When you breathe it in deep, you breathe it in deep to your roots.
So here's another Bob song.
not accept that the earth is for the meek, that I should keep my tongue in check and not in cheek. The bitter and the sweet, the mighty and the weak, did you think you found a hiding place? In the middle of the night, when the shadow takes the light and holds you in its terrible embrace, it takes fierce grace to show your face, to make your place in this world. You carry on till the weary dawn, to find your faith, fierce grace. I have yet to find any easy path, though sometimes I can get the subtle joke. So even when I bleed, oh, I can always laugh when life delivers more than gentle strokes. Roses and the thorns, the praises and the scorn, oh, a river that is rushing through our veins. A million bloody drops, the current never stops, oh, even when it carries you away. It takes fierce grace to show your face, to make your place in this world. Carry on till the weary dawn, to find your faith, fierce grace, fierce grace, amazing, brightly blazing, saved a wretch like me, baptized by a hurricane, salvaged from the sea.
Okay, having been press ganged into this role right now, that was the end of the part of the show that you were going to enjoy, except we're going to invite everybody up who was on this stage earlier to come sing the amazing song that Bob wrote, Walking Each Other Home. So anyone who was up here before, come on up and sing, and we are going to be led by the amazing Don David is going to sing this for us. Was I wrong? Is Don not here? There he is. Always with the entrance.
I think this
I'm
song
going to stay
was
on this
written
mic because it's tall
with
enough.
that workshop.
And I'm not going through that
songwriting
again.
workshop. It was inspired by Eliza Gilkerson's workshop.
Yeah, Bob wrote this chorus at Eliza Gilkison's workshop back in 2019,
This is where the sound man
and
goes just crazy.
she was his songwriting guru, and then he oh, I'm sorry. It's okay. I'll get it for you.
I did.
The rest of that story is just that she invited him to co-write this song with her and to put it on her 2020 album, and he just floated away.
So it's a co-write.
Yep, they're here.
Right.
Not much to it. Oh, I think if you look right over Brad's shoulder, it might be there. It might be right. This is where we sit.
Glad you got that part.
I don't know.
Give me a second.
Rob will count it.
Hey, everybody. Oh, no. Rob. Come on, buddy. Slow down. This is the last song of the night, right? We gotta draw this out. We gotta get a little something going. There's a part in this song, and the whole band kind of slows down. It's a wonderful part in it, and I want you all to sing along with it. It says, you'll have to remember this because it doesn't happen for about 2 minutes. It says, take my hand, walk with me through the fire on this wire. Take my heart for eternity. So just try to remember that. Take my hand, walk with me through the fire on this wire. Take my heart for eternity. Yeah, it's the bridge, but don't confuse them with musical terms, Kathy. It's just the slow part of the song. Okay, Rob, take it away.
Way back when we took our first steps and toppled to the ground, all those lessons learned from falling couldn't keep us down. It was our mother's hand that helped us to stand till we finally stood on our own. If we crawl or we fly, I want you by my side as we find our way across this great unknown. With each step we take, from the cradle to the grave, we are walking each other home.
steps we took together, we barely touched the ground. Did we understand the treasure somehow we had found? Each passing year has made it more clear, so simple and yet so profound. If we crawl or we fly, I want you by my side as we find our way across this great unknown. With each step we take from the cradle to the grave, we are walking each other home. Take my hand, walk with me through the fire on this wire. Take my heart for eternity. As we live till we die, I want you by my side. We find our way across this great unknown. With each step we take from the cradle to the grave, we are walking each other home. We are walking each other home. We are walking each Hey Bob. Hey Bob. Hey Bob. Hey Hey Bob. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. Hey Bob. Na 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 na. Yeah 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 yeah. Hey.
Thank you.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much. It means so much to us. It means so much to you. And thank you for making our first Bobfest. More to come, please.
That was great.
Bye, Marta. Bye, man.
Hey, I want to shout out Rob Rothschild one time. Rob, how about it, buddy? Thank you, man. And thanks, Nancy.